Good evening, everybody. There is much speculation about the probable dates for JEE Main 2022 because officially we have not heard from the NTA regarding any of these things. So students and parents are obviously anxious about when the notification will come, when the exam dates would be, and will there be 2 attempts, will there be 4 attempts, etc., etc. And in addition to all this, there is this speculation surrounding the Omicron and third wave and things like that. So through this video, I would like to clarify a few things to make your life a little easy. Now, I feel that a lot of anxiety regarding all of these questions that I raised are misplaced. And let's see why. First thing is that we've seen that even during the peak second phase and earlier, JEE Main was conducted. Board exams, there was some disruption, etc., etc. But all the competitive exams were conducted at some point or the other. So the conducting of the exams is a given, is certain, it will happen. That's point number one. Point number two is that all over the country, irrespective of the noise surrounding COVID, physical classes are going on undisturbed. There is no place where there are no physical classes or physical classes have been suspended. There is no place. All over the country, physical classes are going on. And all through this time, a variety of competitive exams have been conducted by government and other agencies. And even in engineering colleges all over the country, physical exams are going on. So there is absolutely no problem with regard to the conduct of the physical exams. When the physical classes are going on, why can't you have physical tests? So definitely there will be tests, and all the speculation surrounding this is unnecessary. So a student at this stage should forget about all this and focus on the task at hand. So what is likely to happen? Like last year, we are going to have the exam in February. Definitely. It's just a matter of time, whether it will be mid-February or end of February, etc., etc. And most probably it will be towards the end of February. Last year, of course, what happened was that the notification had come much early, and the registration started from 16th of December to 16th of January. So 1 month window was given for registration. But later on, we have seen that in the postponed phases, that the April and May phases were postponed. Phases means I'm talking about the attempts were postponed, and when they were postponed, the time that was given for registration was much less. And I think this year also NTA will adopt the same strategy, in the sense that they may not give this kind of 6 weeks, more than 6 weeks, about 8 weeks notice may not happen. The notification may come anytime. I don't think we have to worry about when the notification will come. The notification will come anytime, and when the notification comes, there may not be too much of time for you to register, etc., etc. Maybe instead of 4 weeks, we may have just 3 weeks of a registration window, and the exam will start maybe in another 2 to 3 weeks after the registration window closes. So all in all, from the time of the registration start to the conduct of the exam, I don't think more than 6 weeks is required, going by the last year's postponed phases timelines. So the same thing is likely to happen. So let us not worry about when the notification will come, etc., etc. Let us start or let us plan in a way that definitely JEE Main is going to be held sometime in February, and it doesn't make much difference whether it is 1 week ahead or 1 week later. So definitely it is going to be in February, the first thing. The second is with regard to the number of attempts. And again, there is speculation regarding whether there will be 4 attempts, whether they'll go back to 2 attempts, etc., etc. So in this context, let me give a bit of perspective. When the NTA, the National Testing Agency, was roped in, and the conduct of JEE Main moved from CBSE to NTA, one of the objectives at that point of time was to have a professional agency for conduct of tests. Earlier, CBSE was doing on a part-time basis. CBSE is busy running a board actually, and for them, this was actually a minor nuisance. And therefore, the full time, full energy and interest was not there in conduct of JEE Main. So there was a need, there was a felt need that there should be a specialized agency tasked with the job of conducting these kind of exams, JEE Main, etc., etc. And when the task was given, it was also thought of that instead of having the JEE Main once or twice, it is better to have JEE Main spread over three or four times in order to reduce the stress on the students. In fact, there was a speculation at that time that the JEE Main will be conducted right from December onwards. There will be one attempt in November, December, then there will be one attempt in Jan, Feb, then there will be one attempt in March, April, and there will be one more attempt around May. So that was the original mandate. But unfortunately, what has happened is that the corona has come in and things have all changed. In fact, if you see this year, the consortium of national law universities have gone ahead and given December as the date for next year. I mean, next year, December, they're going to have the CLAT, Common Law Admission Test. So when the Common Law Admission Test can be conducted in December, there's no reason why JEE Main also cannot be conducted in December. So that was the earlier plan, and if we did not have this COVID problem, perhaps by this year, I mean, we would have started with December onwards. Be that as it may, the point I'm trying to make here is that NTA, the original mandate, was to conduct this JEE Main like the SAT, which is used for undergrad education in the US, to conduct this exam 4 times. So it is not that it is wrong to assume that these 4 attempts were given primarily because of COVID. No, it is not because of that. The mandate of NTA is to conduct the exam 3 or 4 times in order to minimize the stress on the students. So the 4 attempts will be conducted whether there is COVID or no COVID. So I feel that the 4 attempts will stay. But again, this is ideal speculation, because for a student who is in the 12th class right now or intermediate second year, it hardly makes any difference whether it is 2 attempts or 4 attempts, because effectively we have seen last year that the students were able to perform or take only 2 tests very seriously, and the same thing will happen this year also. 1 test before the board exam, 1 attempt before the board exam, and 1 attempt well after the board exam. These are the 2 attempts where they will be taking it seriously. The other 2 attempts are, because the attempts are there, people go and write. And we've seen not too much of difference in the other 2 attempts. But for a repeater, of course, it makes a lot of difference. The 4 attempts, there will be like practice attempts. And we've seen in the case of repeaters that the score improves from first attempt to second attempt to third attempt to fourth attempt. In the case of 12th class, there is this additional distraction in terms of the board exam and the practical exams and things like that. And because of which about 6 to 8 weeks will go for the preparation and conduct of these exams. And therefore, 2 attempts will get diluted, and 2 attempts the students will be in a position to use. So this speculation regarding whether it's going to have 2 attempts or whether going to have 4 attempts is, I think, unnecessary. Anyway, for 12th class students, effectively they'll be using only 2 attempts seriously. So just forget about all that and concentrate on your preparation strategy. Assume that there will be 1 good attempt that you will be making before the board exam, and that will be in February. And there'll be 1 good attempt that you'll be focusing on after the board exam, that may be in April or May or whatever. So plan accordingly. And when will the notification come? It should hardly matter, because it is just once the notification comes, the registration window will open and you just have to register, go through the mechanical process of doing it online, etc., etc. And the notification may come anytime. So unlike the previous HRD minister who was interested in generating a lot of news himself, in fact, last year, the HRD minister himself, the Minister for Education, as it is called now, he came on the TV networks and he announced it on social media, the dates, etc., etc. The current minister is not interested in that kind of publicity, and I think it will be a low-key affair, and as a matter of normal government procedure, the notification may come without much fanfare, and it can happen anytime. We are expecting, I don't know why they are delaying it, but it will happen anytime. So my advice to students at this stage is, do not speculate about dates, notification, number of attempts, etc., etc. One attempt definitely will be there in February. You should plan, you should go full steam ahead, assuming that it is going to be in February. And post board exams, there will be one more attempt which you will take seriously. Barring this, if you get 2 more attempts, then good. You can use that as your practice papers. And as far as the repeaters go, they won't have completed the complete revision by this time. So for them, any attempt post-March is going to be useful. So repeaters, the ball game is different. So for the students in the 12th class and intermediate, just go ahead, forget about, insulate yourself from all this noise about dates, etc., etc., and the speculation. Just go ahead. February, there will be JEE Main attempt. Prepare for that. Then shift focus to your board exams, and immediately, for example, in Telangana, the board exam will be sometime in April. And immediately after the board exam, you will have one more attempt for JEE Main for sure. Maybe 2 more, but definitely 1 more. And you should put your best foot forward and ensure that your first attempt is your best attempt, and anything else will be a bonus. All right. So if there are any questions on this, you can share those questions with us. Our team will get back to you. Put in the comment section. Our team will come back to you and answer that. So till that time, once we get the notification, I'll come back and discuss the actual plan and how you should go about filling up the forms, etc., etc., the mechanics of filling up the form. Once the notification is out, we will come back and tell you. Okay, till that time, focus on your preparation, and all the best.